Chase in Houston ended with a police officer leaping from a helicopter.
These helicopters were crucial in helping the cops arrest a suspect. From the pilot jumping out to catch a suspect to choppers, showing the exact hiding spots of criminals, these helicopter pilots deserve a medal. This is the ultimate thrill ride you don't want to miss. Get your popcorn ready as we are ready to dive right in. Number 1. SUV chase.
Chase in Houston ended with a police officer leaping from a helicopter.
Ever wondered what happens when a Hollywood action scene comes to life? Well, this wild chase in Houston has it all. We've got a video of an SUV chasing down a burglary suspect across a field. The SUV even hits the guy, but he keeps running. That's when a police helicopter swoops in and lands right in the field. One of the crew members jumps out and tackles the suspect to the ground. Meanwhile, another burglary suspect was also caught and taken into custody, though not by the helicopter crew. This intense chase shows just how far officers will go to catch the bad guys. Number 2. Cat and mouse chase. Ever wondered what happens when a high-speed car chase turns into a bizarre game of hide and seek? This video presents a police pursuit of a white car where the car is speeding dangerously through a street. The suspect's aggressive driving behavior causes them to leave the main road and hit a barrier. The suspects tried their best to escape from the police, getting out of their car, sprinting towards the nearby undergrowth. It can be seen that the suspects want to avoid capture as they run, crawling through bushes and then jumping into a waterway and running again. At the same time, a helicopter is flying above the heads, filming the pursuit and following all the actions of the characters. The aerial view helps the audience to get a clear perspective of the escape route of the suspects. They get inside a tunnel, and the helicopter cannot see them for a few seconds. As they come out of the tunnel, it becomes clear that they are surrounded by police officers. Realizing that they have no chance of escaping the tight cordon of police, the suspects make the only decision left to make, that is, to turn themselves in. They put down on the road, which was an indication that they had surrendered, and this concluded the high-risk chase. The use of a helicopter in surveillance during police high-speed chases shows that the police use various complex techniques during chases. In the end, the suspect's effort to escape arrest is in vain, and the scenes clearly depict the dangers of endangering the lives of others and the fact that no one can escape the law. Number 3. RV rampage. Have you had one of those days where nothing goes right, but you just keep on going? Well, meet Julie Rainberg, the 50-year-old woman who took keep on trucking a little too literally. In this video, Julie's RV looks like it's been through a blender. But does that stop her? Nope. Meet Julie Rainberg, the woman who turned an RV into a rolling disaster. Even after ripping off a huge chunk of her RV, she kept driving, dragging parts of it behind her like a parade float gone wrong. Her dog, Fido, popped his head out of the giant hole in the RV wall, looking just as shocked as we are. Things get even crazier when Fido jumps out and starts hopping around on the road. But does that stop Julie? Nope, she keeps on trucking. Meanwhile, her other dog just sits there, totally unbothered by the chaos. The chase hits a wild climax when Julie crashes into another car, causing her RV to explode. She jumps out and tries to avoid the cops on foot, with Fido Loyalty by her side. The police eventually catch up and arrest her, with Fido sticking close the whole time. The aftermath was pure chaos. Debris was scattered everywhere. A brick post was knocked over, and plastic knives littered the ground. It's amazing that no one got seriously hurt. This crazy pursuit caught a lot of attention, proving that real life can be stranger than fiction. Number 4. The incredible chase of Philip Redindez. All right, folks, get ready for one of the wildest motorcycle chases you've ever seen. So there's this guy on a bike, speeding over 100 miles per hour down the freeway. Red lights? What red lights? This dude's blasting through them like they don't even exist, almost crashing into an SUV in the process. Just another high-speed chase through the streets of LA, right? But wait, it gets crazier. At one point, he decides to stand on his seat. Yup, you heard that right. Everyone thought he was taking a selfie, but a closer look showed he was flipping the bird at the cops chasing him. Classic, right? This was all over the news with a media chopper hovering above, capturing every insane moment. Then, things get even weirder. The biker hits a roadblock and gets stuck in a corner. Instead of panicking, he takes off his helmet, pops in some earphones, and chills out like he's on vacation. When the police tried to catch him, they almost ripped the door off their car. Meanwhile, our guy's just standing on his bike, pulling off stunts like he's in a circus. Finally, he stops at a gas station and decides to call it quits. Turns out, the 23-year-old daredevil, Philip Redindez, was arrested for felony evasion and driving in the wrong direction. Number 5, the reckless ride. In LA, car chases are more like a daily thing. Let's have a look at this footage. These two individuals who are on the wrong side of the law attempted to escape the police. This blue Mustang was the highlight of the show when they took it to Hollywood Boulevard, doing donuts and accelerating through intersections in Laurel Canyon. At a point in the chase, they drove past a TMZ bus tour. One of the guys in this Mustang throws rubbish on this truck, and it is in their way, and they can't move. Despite having a flat tire after driving through spike strips, the suspects continued with the joyriding. In the end, the chase occurred in the South Los Angeles area. But before they could be apprehended, the two men took selfies and high-fived each other as if they wanted to be famous for a few moments. Finally, the criminals surrendered and no one was harmed. They were charged with robbery, so they thought it would be best to make the most of their last moments of freedom by taking photographs. Number 6, Rogue on the Road. A red car took the streets by storm, leading police on a high-speed chase that was anything but ordinary. Our suspect must have been auditioning for the next Fast and Furious movie because he was dodging cops left and right, starting with a slick exit off I-25 at Thornton Parkway. He zipped southbound on Peoria, dodging cars like they were cones in a driving test. But wait, it gets even crazier. He took a detour through a parking lot near 69th Avenue, hopping curbs, crashing through fences, and speeding down embankments like he was in an off-road rally. And just when you think you've seen it all, he stopped to carjack a family's vehicle on I-76. Talk about making friends on the road. He forced the driver out, scared the passenger off, and sped away in a gold minivan, driving against traffic and dodging semi-trucks like a video game character. The police threw down spike strips, but our guy treated them like speed bumps and kept going. On E470, he even collided with a state trooper's car, abandoned the minivan, and tried to carjack a BMW. Not done yet, he pretended to be in an accident to get another car, tossed the driver out, and took off again. His grand finale? Causing a crash at Peoria and Lincoln Avenue, making his stolen car undrivable. Still not giving up, he tried to jack yet another car, but was stopped by a quick-thinking deputy. He then took off on foot, running through a bank's yard, slipping on the snow and losing his jacket before finally getting trapped at a fence. The police caught him without further drama, wrapping up a chase that looked like a Hollywood blockbuster. Thankfully, despite all the mayhem, no one was seriously hurt, and the suspect's 45-minute spree came to an end. Number 7, grey car ride ends in arrest. Moving on, we can see a grey car in the wrong direction with 2 police cars right behind it. The driver makes a sharp right turn onto another highway after a long chase. Up ahead, a truck is blocking part of the road, with several cars and people standing nearby. Unable to slow down, the suspect tries to squeeze between the truck and a parked car, but ends up colliding with one of them. The bystanders are startled and rush to the scene to help. The police cars momentarily slow down because of the traffic jam, but quickly pick up the chase as the road clears. The suspect continues to weave through traffic at high speeds. One of the police cars manages to bump the back of the suspect's vehicle, causing it to spin around. However, the determined driver floors it again and speeds off. The chase gets more intense as another police car successfully spins the suspect's car again. This time, multiple police cars converge and surround the vehicle from all sides. The suspect tries to reverse and maneuver out of the blockade, but the officers have effectively trapped him. Realizing there's no way out, the driver finally gives up. Number 8, Blacktop Battle. A truck is driving really fast, and a sleek black police car is hot on its tail. The chase is intense. The police car tries to nudge the truck from behind, but instead of stopping, the truck spirals out of control, flips over, hits the highway barrier, and keeps going, faster than ever. 2 more police cars join the pursuit, determined to stop this runaway truck. They close in, attempting another hit. Despite their efforts, the truck driver doesn't stop. The police officers are relentless, but the truck keeps moving down the highway. The tension builds as the police cars multiply, now 7 strong, all tailing the truck. The driver realizes he's surrounded, but still doesn't give up. One of the police cars maneuvers ahead, trying to cut him off. The truck swerves wildly, avoiding the blockade, still moving despite the chaos. Finally, the driver decides it's over. He stops the truck on the side of the road, steps out, and lays down on the ground, surrendering. But it's not just him. A woman steps out of the truck too, laying down beside him. The police officers, guns drawn, approach cautiously. They handcuff both the man and the woman, securing them in the back of the police cars. Number 9. Standoff on 91. Ever been stuck in traffic and wondered what the holdup was? Well, that morning in Anaheim Hills, the 91 freeway turned into the scene of a wild standoff that caused massive jams in both directions. It all kicked off around 8:30 a.m. when a small blue sedan parked itself in the center divider near Lakeview Avenue. Cops from Anaheim PD and Corona PD, along with their armored vehicles, surrounded the car, but the driver wasn't having any of it. He had been refusing to come out or listen to the police, leading to a tense standoff. He was talking back, but there was no sign of him giving up anytime soon. Meanwhile, a precision marksmanship team and other special units were on high alert, ready for anything this guy might try. During the chase, he was driving like a maniac, even going on the wrong side of the road. And if things weren't sketchy enough, there was a bullet hole in the rear driver's side window. The police hadn't confirmed any gunfire during the chase, but they believed he had a handgun, making the whole situation even more dangerous. It was a mess, closed in both directions, causing huge traffic delays. A lot of drivers had to turn around and find other ways to get where they were going. Number 10, a Friday evening nightmare. Talk about a Friday evening nightmare. Interstate 80 in Solano County was a total mess back then because of a major standoff. Police had cornered a suspect near Cordelia Junction in Fairfield, where I-80 meets Interstate 680. 2 tactical vehicles had boxed in the suspect's silver sedan, blocking it completely. Both directions of the freeway were shut down. Officers, guns drawn, were surrounding the car. The suspect was moving around inside, but no one knew what they were up to. Helicopter footage showed the back window of the car riddled with bullet holes. It was unclear if shots were fired from inside or towards it. The suspect was talking to a crisis negotiation team, which was a good sign, but they hadn't come out yet. This all started earlier that day on the Richmond-San Rafael Bridge, with several police cars chasing the sedan through the North Bay onto I-80. The driver had avoided spike strips multiple times before stopping near Cordelia Junction. The car was then pinned between armored police vehicles, and the standoff had been going on for hours. The suspect was accused of shooting into an SUV earlier, shattering a woman's window but not injuring her. Police had tracked the car using the license plate leading to the current standoff. Officer David DeRoot from CHP said they were trying to get the suspect out. They had used smoke canisters and thought the suspect might have had a gas mask. Traffic on I-80 was a disaster, with backups extending into Vallejo and Fairfield. Drivers were being told to get off the freeway if they could. Number 11, Santa Clarita Chase. Imagine a heart-pounding police chase in Santa Clarita, California. The video starts with a suspect's car pulling wild maneuvers, making U-turns and circling parked cars in an apartment complex, all to shake off the cops. Despite both the California Highway Patrol, CHP, and LAPD air support on their tail, the driver and a passenger ditched the car and ran on foot. They dashed through the apartment complex, hopping fences and sprinting through backyards, desperate to escape the officers. This area is private property, which raises safety concerns for the residents. The LAPD helicopter keeps a close watch, giving real-time updates to the officers on the ground about the suspect's movements. The suspects keep zigzagging through the complex, hiding in bushes and looking for any safe spot to evade capture. The chase leads the suspects to a pool area where people are relaxing and enjoying their day. Despite the intense situation, the suspects seem aware of the cops around them as they run along the pool deck, trying to stay hidden. But the officers, guns drawn, finally corner them. Realizing they have no way out, the suspects drop to the ground and surrender. The pursuit, which lasted several intense minutes, ends without further incident as the suspects are taken into custody. The successful capture showcases the coordinated efforts of the LAPD, CHP, and the LA County Sheriff's Department. This video highlights the real dangers of high-speed chases and underscores the crucial role of law enforcement in keeping the public safe. Number 12, Dodge Challenger, Hellcat takes police on a wild ride. All right, folks, let's take a look at this wild chase video. We have a Dodge Challenger Hellcat on the highway at over 100 miles per hour. This all went down just outside the Beltway on I-10, heading eastbound, and man, that car is flying. The driver is easily doing at least 110 miles per hour. The police lost him for a bit because he got so far ahead, but thanks to a tracker, they managed to zero in on him again. He can be seen going through traffic on the feeder road and emergency shoulder, out by the San Jacinto River, moving at breakneck speeds. There were around a dozen HPD cars hot on his tail. At one point, they got ahead of him because he pulled a U-turn. Sheriff's deputies joined the chase too, and an APD chopper captured the whole thing from above. They were pushing about 110 miles per hour themselves, struggling to keep up. No state troopers were in sight, even though he was way past county lines. At one point, he even sideswiped an 18-wheeler. The chopper footage makes it look like they were right on top of him, but that's just the camera's zoom magic. The helicopter was doing 120 miles per hour, but he was still pulling ahead. This might have been the first time a car outran a chopper. He was on the far left, skirting a box truck on the shoulder. The HPD helicopter had to back off because of the insane speeds. This guy was blasting at over 120 miles per hour, and they were struggling to keep up. He then hit Highway 73, heading towards Port Arthur, and flew past Winnie. Eventually, they lost track of him. He was somewhere on the right, rocketing along at 130, maybe even 140 miles per hour. As he entered a heavily wooded area, he vanished behind the trees. They completely lost him at that point because he was just too fast. Even the speedy helicopter couldn't keep up with him. Number 13, the dramatic takedown. Here we can see a white car going down the highway. Two police cars are already on the scene, and one of them lays down a spike strip to blow out the suspect's tires and slow him down. The driver tries everything to avoid it, but bam, he drives right over the spike strip. The car starts to slow down, and the cops are hot on his tail. In a desperate move, the driver makes a sharp right turn, flying off the road and splashing through water. With his tires shredded, he's having a tough time steering and tries to get back on the road. One police car closes in and gives his car a nudge as it gets back onto the highway. But does he give up? Nope. He hits the gas again, despite the damages. The chase continues until one of the police cars finally rams into the suspect's car, causing it to swerve. The car spins out and another police car crashes into it, bringing the chase to a drastic end. The officers jump out of their cars, ready to arrest the driver. Realizing he's got no way out, the suspect gets out of his car, stretches out on the road, and surrenders to the police, laying out flat on the road. Number 14. Rogue Ride. It all kicked off in South Florida when a 24-year-old man stole a Chevy Avalanche. The Florida Highway Patrol spotted him on the turnpike and the chase was on. He wasn't just speeding, he was driving on the wrong side of the road. As he continued northbound in the southbound lanes, he went through a toll plaza. Entering Osceola County, officers set up stop sticks in several places. The first set didn't work, but the second set did. The truck started to slow down, with sparks flying as one of the tires came off. A trooper then performed a pit maneuver, sending the truck rolling off the turnpike. Cops quickly surrounded the vehicle, smashed the windows, and pulled the suspect out through the sunroof. The 24-year-old was arrested and now faces multiple charges, including vehicle theft, fleeing and eluding, and reckless driving. Number 15. Speed Demons Run. Get ready for a heart-pounding ride. This video shows a wild police chase as a driver recklessly tries to escape. The suspect's car is seen cutting across streets, desperately trying to shake off the pursuing police by taking dangerous routes. He even goes the wrong way down a one-way street, risking a major collision. Next, the driver heads the wrong way onto a service road ramp, trying to exit the highway. Realizing his mistake, he quickly turns around, narrowly missing a red car, and heads eastbound on I-30. The chase heats up as the suspect speeds up, determined to get back on the highway, passing major roads like 360 and I-30, heading towards Dallas. This pursuit, which started around 1:45 p.m., moves into Grand Prairie. The suspect, with a criminal background involving drugs, keeps the police on their toes. As he approaches the exit ramps near 360 and 161, the police close in. A police unit gets ahead and executes a pit maneuver, causing the suspect's vehicle to swerve and stop. The SWAT team surrounds the car with smoke visible from the vehicle. Officers move in, break the window, pull the suspect out, and secure him on the ground. The suspect is now in custody, and police confirm the vehicle is clear of other occupants. This high-speed chase ends dramatically with the suspect apprehended and the officers safe. That does it for this video. Which one of these chases was your favorite? Let us know in the comments down below. If you haven't subscribed yet, press that button right now so you don't miss out on any of our future uploads. Be sure to drop a like if you enjoyed the video. We will see you in the next one.